you take a look at the next 25 years, fundamental changes, major opportunities await you. Every one of you in your organizations, you want to fundamentally transform your company. When you're focused on fundamental transformation, I want you to take a look at your strategic plan for 2009. Take a look at the projects you're going to implement in 2009. And try to put those projects into 3 boxes. How many of the projects you're going to implement in 2009 will be in box 1, which is all about managing the present, improving the performance of today's businesses? How many of the projects you're going to implement in 2009 will be in box 2, which is about selectively forgetting the past? And how many of the projects you're going to implement in 2009 will be in box 3, which is about creating the future? Why do companies find it so difficult to do a good job in box 2, box 3, while they're focused on box 1? Why do they find it so difficult to do next practice when they are focused on best practice? There are 3 fundamental reasons. 1 is physical inertia. 2nd is psychological inertia. 3rd is strategic inertia. Let me say a word about each. Physical inertia. Inertia is simply inaction. The physical inertia is we don't want to obsolete our current investments. This is the problem for US utilities. They don't want to obsolete their physical infrastructure to embrace renewables 100%. This is the problem for Blockbuster. They saw Netflix coming, but they just weren't willing to obsolete their infrastructure. The 2nd is strategic inertia. Strategic inertia is about limited thinking. We have a limited view of customers. That's the problem for Ford. We have a limited view of competition. We have a limited view of demographics. We have a limited view of technology. The best example, obviously, is railroads. They used to think other railroads were their only competitor. They thought things which were flying on top of the railroads have nothing to do with their business. The 3rd is psychological inertia. Psychological inertia is mindset. Probably the easiest way we can understand psychological inertia is, I have seen many companies go through major change process, major transformation. But they will put the same people in the new job, call them something different. If you're going to put the same person in a different box and call them something different, how will change happen? Kodak. As you well know, Kodak invented digital cameras. In the late 70s, it was Kodak which invented digital cameras. But the mistake they made was handed over that business to the person who was running the 3-inch yellow film business and say, make it happen. If I'm running the 3-inch yellow box and somebody gives me the digital business and say, make it happen, there is a psychological inertia. If we want to overcome these inertia, then I say the strategy conversation has to hit upon 5 bullets. Bullet number 1, non-linear shifts. Do we have a shared point of view in the telecom sector, in the clean tech sector, in the healthcare sector, as to what the fundamental changes which are going to transform our industry? Bullet number 2, strategic intent. What is our intent given these non-linear shifts? Incidentally, the best example of strategic intent is Tata Motors' $2,000 car. Intent is the big picture. It's not the details. Can you draw a visual picture of what your company can become in 2030? John F. Kennedy, man on the moon statement. We will put a man on the moon and bring him back before the end of this decade. Think about why did the country get so excited? Certainly when he said bring him back, that added to the excitement, I'm sure. But the visual impact of that. Do you have a strategic intent? Bullet number 3 is current core competencies. Do we have a shared perspective about what our capabilities are? Bullet number 4 to me is the most important. This is a GE terminology, growth playbook. It's just a fancy way of saying what are the projects we are going to implement in 2009. And the projects we implement in 2009 has to have some bearing on the first 3 bullets. Therefore, they have to be in 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, how many projects in 2009 will be in Horizon 1. The projects you are implementing in Horizon 1 are really to strengthen your core business.